Hello, everyone, and welcome to Ascending High Priestess. I hope you guys are doing well. For those of you who are new, welcome, welcome, welcome. And for those of you who have been with me for a little bit, thank you, thank you, thank you, as always. For those of you who are new or would like to get in touch with me via email, it is included in different slides. And I do sell tarot cards and oracle cards. So if you are interested in that, you're more than welcome to email me, or if you have a question, or if you want to set up a private reading as well. So let's get started. For this reading, I am calling Saint Michael and my team of highest resonance to help me channel the messages. I'm already getting messages and downloads messages that you need. Okay, thank you. Let's get started. Okay, for this reading, we have Berkana. Okay, Berkana, it is the first card. It's a symbol of the birch tree, the beginning. So for a lot of you, you are going to be birthing a lot of things. A lot of new things are going to be popping up for you. New jobs, new way of thinking. It is a renewal, okay? So for a lot of you, you are feeling like you're going to be doing and creating a lot of things. So that's the vibe right now, which is great now for summer. So use that energy, use that summer vibe that you need, that power, that sexuality, that renewal, okay, that energy of renewal in your life. For a lot of you, you're going to be, going through phases of parenthood. So you will be becoming either mom or a dad, okay? For some of you, you're actually venturing into new job sectors, okay? Or even new relationships. It doesn't have to be love relationships, but just new relationships in general, okay? Which is great because for a lot of you, you've been looking forward to that. You've been looking forward to starting something new and leaving the old behind. For Rado, okay, the wheel, the journey, okay, this is speaking of the journey itself. The rune of communication, union, and material of spiritual journey. So for a lot of you, this newness will also kind of propel you into a spiritual journey. For a lot of you, I feel, especially if you listen to tarot or these kinds of channels, a lot of you have been on this journey to begin with. Some of you may be starting, so for those of you who are starting, welcome. And for those of you who have been on this journey, you know that it can be very difficult. Sometimes you feel very lonely, sometimes you feel like you're doing the wrong thing, such as life. But with a spiritual journey, you're getting in tune with your, ancestors, spiritual guides. You're getting in tune with how you perceive the world around you and the energies around you. Okay. So, Spirit is saying just continue on this journey because it's going to pay off. Okay. For a lot of you, you may not even see that. You may not see a lot of things that are leading you on the right path. Okay, you may be wanting more assistance or more guidance or more hints that you are doing the right thing or you're going the right way. What you need to do is increase, or it maybe not even increase, but change the way you are asking your team certain things. For a lot of I'm seeing candles in my mind. So I'm guessing that for a lot of you, you may ask your team via prayer or meditation. So you may need to tweak that a little bit and maybe approach your team a different way. Okay, you may want to write your intentions. You may want to go into a different space if you feel like that space that you're using, you may feel a little bit blocked off. You may need to change your space. Some of you may do it in your bedroom, some of you may do it outside. So maybe tweaking that a little bit, it may give you the umph, okay, or the change that you need to sort of continue on this journey, okay? So let's see what Spirit has to say, okay? Again, if you like the messages, please hit like and subscribe. So right now, I'm getting the feeling that you are sitting in the Queen of Cups energy, okay? And you are a very lovable, very understanding kind of person. And Queen could be for men and women, okay? Remember, we are reading energies, but it's been a struggle. It's been a struggle either for you or for someone in your life to see you as such. Okay, they have, as you could see from the Two of Swords, it has been a very, very difficult decision. You know, they may have fought feelings for you. They may have not seen your worth. They may not have seen that you were always in that throne. Okay, they may not have seen that. You know, you're someone that could read people very, very well. You are someone that, you know, if needed, you're able to give that shawl right off your back to someone in need and to help them with that cup. You know, a Queen of Cups is always one to kind of extend her hand to kind of give that emotional and moral support. And you've done that for quite a lot of people. And it may have made you actually a overgiver a lot of times. And it may have felt that you were, you know, alone a lot of times. And, you know, the Queen of Cups, obviously, with a lot of emotions, you know, and the keepers of the emotion, maybe Cancer, Pisces, a lot of the water, um, you know, astrological sign, but not necessarily, you know, Queen of Cups could be anyone. It's just like you're ruled more by your emotions, okay? And you're sitting in that throne because you've been through it, and you've been through it, and you've learned a lot of hard lessons, okay? As you could see, the pebbles on her feet, those pebbles actually are from the thrones and the towers that had to crumble, okay? And but by crumbling, you were able to sit on that throne, okay? To sit and learn what those towers that you face, what they meant, okay? Each tower taught you a lesson, and a very valuable lesson, to the point where you're able to intuitively see a lot of different things. Emotionally, you may have a very, very high emotional IQ where you're able to relate to a lot of people and able to see them, you know, not for the broken person that they are, but for the promise that they may have. And a lot of times that has left you alone. But it looks like a person that either you or a person, this could definitely be you, where you're at a crossroads right now. That Two of Swords means that you have to kind of make a head over heart kind of decision, okay? um, with a lot, and it's a very emotional decision. And but you have your feet firmly planted on the ground right now. Um, this is something that you have meditated about. This is something that you have thought over about, because swords, you know, air signed. You know, you've thought maybe for a year or 2 years, but if, as you could see, the length of the swords, you have thought about this for a really, really long time, and you're you know, being very careful as to the decisions you make from now on, and you're protecting that heart of yours, okay? Or if this is a person in your life, again, they may not have seen your worth, but you know, it took them a bit to kind of sit down and figure stuff out, and figure out where they placed you, and where, what exactly, what is the symbol of your persona in their life, in their story, okay? This person may have struggled again with that Five of Swords. You also have been in a struggle, in a fight, and you were willing to pick up that sword, and you were willing to pick up a not pick a fight, but pick, you were learning boundaries, okay? You were definitely learning boundaries, and by learning boundaries, you may have had to pick up a sword or two in order to fight, okay? In order to be able to defend yourself, okay? And just defend yourself properly. But each of those swords that you picked up, you learned a lesson, okay? You were you went through so much in your life that it didn't turn you into a hard person. It turned you into the Queen of Cups. It turned you into a very loving person. You're the type of person that's able to see a lesson and find, even though if it was, even though, sorry, even though if it was cruel and if it was a very harsh lesson, you were able to find the silver lining in that lesson and turn it into something wonderful, okay? The person that may be near you, it's they're trying probably to learn almost like the same lesson. They're just struggling to find that silver lining. So it's taking them a little bit of time to kind of learn how to defend themselves, how to put boundaries up, and how to manage other people, how to, not turn into a cold person. But they look at you now, okay, and I'm sensing that now they look at you and they respect you. They respect your worth. They respect what lessons you have, sort of like the advice you have to give for the lessons you have learned. And this person is hoping that they get maybe in the same, to the same level, or maybe they're hoping to retain some of those same lessons, okay? If you look at the sun, obviously the sun, it is the happiest card on the deck, okay? So you're going to see that with this fruitfulness, like the initial two energies came out. Again, for some of you, you're going to be, venturing in the journey of parenthood. But this is a journey that is going to bring you so much light, so much love, so much, I'm hearing fruitfulness. So for a lot of you, you're going to be venturing in the next few months, even in the next few years. Maybe I see 4 sunflowers, okay? So within the next maybe 4 months, you may see a whole completely different outlook in your life, okay? Different patterns in your life. Or it may even take you 4 years to see these things kind of develop and flower, okay? You're in a blooming stage of your life, in a very, very happy stage, because with those seeds that you are planting right now, as you could see, the little baby, they have a crown of flowers. So not only will you be venturing into new things the next, couple of months to next couple of years, but those seeds that you plant will also keep, germinating or growing. So you're going to have something that that you're working on that's going to be sort of, I'm hearing cycling through. It's going to be moving forward. It's going to be generating something that that you're definitely working on. It's going to maybe something that you're going to be doing monthly, weekly. Again, there's a lot of you, so it could be a new job, it could be a new project that you're working on, okay? And you're gonna have if you see I always say this is a unicorn, although I know it's not. Although it could be, because I think the baby is holding the horn, but it looks like a really pretty unicorn to me. You're gonna have a lot of eyes on you, so you're gonna to be in a very visible spot, okay? But you're going to be very, very happy doing what you're doing, okay? You're going to be very, very it's a very joyous period of your life that you're going to be showing. You're finally going to be under the sun, where people could see you, you're going to be under the spotlight for a lot of you, which is going to read lead you to the Ten of Cups. You're going to be fulfilled, family, friends, a lot of love. For some of you, you're going to be able to afford a new home, even move to a different state, even I'm hearing a whole different country. Your prospects will lead you to provide for your family for generations, for some of you, or provide for yourself better, than you have been for the past, let's say 10 years. This is going to be, for some of you, it's going to be a union between you and a partner, okay? And by union, it doesn't necessarily mean marriage, okay? It could be a partner in business. It could be a partner, obviously, in love, okay? That may lead to children, or it may lead to people working for you, okay? You may be, pushed into the role of, supervisor, manager, even boss, okay? So definitely look for that. In the next couple of months to the next couple of years, okay? Let's see what other cards pop up, okay? So we have the Seven of Cups, and the Seven of Cups, I know a lot of people, they kind of read the Seven of Cups as like a bad thing, but it really isn't, it really isn't. What you have to kind of look at is that the Seven of Cups, it's going to give you, okay, life is going to give you a lot of different things, okay, such as life. You're going to have different opportunities. You may not know what those opportunities are until you actually, take that cup. You, it may be an illusion to some, but it may be opportunities to other, and you won't know what is what until you actually take that cup and see what that cup has to offer. And you're going to drink from the cup, so with that comes, I'm hearing discernment. Okay, you have to be discerning as to where you're going to go, what opportunities you're going to take, who are you going to let inside that circle of yours. Are you going to expand and grow and make new friends? If you do, be cautious, okay? And be cautious with anything in your life. Be cautious with new partners, new jobs, new opportunities. Read the fine print, okay? Make sure that you're understanding everything, and make sure that you always take care of yourself first, okay? Because in the long run, that Queen of Cups is definitely going to turn into the Queen of Pentacles, okay? You are going to be in a position of status, okay? And I could also read this as, someone who may have been in your life that was deterred from coming towards you because there were a lot of options. This person may have had a lot of options for the Knight of Wands. Okay, the Knight of Wands is like the teenager, the playboy. Okay, and they may have had a lot of options, and this person just did not see your worth, but because they didn't see your worth, they lost out on what you had to give. Okay, which is why you have to be discerning now with new possibilities that are entering in your life. Be careful with money. As always, look after yourself first, put money aside. Be careful with bank statements and things like that, okay? But, don't hold on to money so tightly, or to things of quote unquote the world. Be giving as well, okay? Be generous with your time, and be generous with the things that you have. Don't get so hung up on, okay, this is all mine. I did this all by myself. No, always take time to cherish the little things, and to be able to give back to others, and to be thankful to your spirit team and to your ancestors, or whoever it is that you work with, and make sure that you are being thankful and rest. For some of you, you are not resting enough, okay? You're just going, going, going. And yes, you may want to be able to do a lot of things. They may have a lot of projects under under construction, I'm hearing, but you also have to take time to take care of yourself, or you're going to run into an issue where you're just gonna, be exhausted and not be able to think properly and not be able to, sort of see the big picture. Okay, so just be careful. And it seems like someone near you is also crying for help. Okay, we had the card earlier where someone is learning certain lessons, okay, and they're trying to kind of get up to speed and they're trying to catch up with you. Okay, so this is definitely someone in your life, and this person may be crying for help. That they're seeking for support. They, they may feel a little bit invisible in your life. This may be someone, I'm getting a sister for some. For others, I'm getting, like maybe a child, a teenage child, okay? But there may be some troubled waters with this person. This person may have, again, they may have picked from that Seven of Cups, and they wanted everything in sight, but they were not responsible enough to learn certain lessons, or they just kind of like, I'm hearing blew away money, blew away money, blew away money. So maybe they went through finances, okay? And now they're seeking your help. And the word quarters keeps popping up. So this person definitely may be having issues with finances, okay? This person is under malfunction. Something is not functioning properly in their life, and it could be, again, finances. Okay, something is something was completely neglected. This person was living under a very chaotic structure. Okay, they were very hesitant to learn certain issues and certain lessons that may have provided, that the universe provided for them. Okay, and they just refused to learn that lesson. That covering that the universe had provided for them may be gone now. Okay, they kind of like played around a little bit too much, and now they kind of stuck. They're stuck with the choices they made. They're stuck with the responsibility to kind of figure it out, and that's how the universe is going to leave them for now. And this was a lesson that they had to learn. Not everybody's going to, come to your aid every single time that, you make a stupid choice. You have to learn from from your lessons, and you have to learn that, you know, it's a give and take. It's a give and take. It's an energy, it's sort of like an energy exchange, okay? But your guides are with you. But with this person, I think that they played around just a little bit too much, and the universe is keeping them under their thumb until they figure it out. They have, if you look at the figure of the woman, they have the book right there to figure it out. They just have to figure out that lesson themselves, instead of having people come to the rescue and then walking away without taking accountability. Okay? They can't cry for help every single time and expect others to kind of pick up the pieces. All right? I'm also getting that this person definitely, either you are committed to this person, or maybe it's, again, this person wants to be committed to you. They may ask you, for commitment, but there was a huge uncertainty in the past. Again, this person may not have seen your full worth. I'm getting like two or three different stories. You may have been in a long-term relationship with this person where, your patience just, it grew thin, and what you were expecting and what they were expecting were two completely different things, and you got tired of it. So, the commitment may have been broken, or this could be, a new person, popping in, and you're hoping for a positive response, and you're hoping for a long-term relationship with this person, and you're hoping that this person is able to approach you with some patience and understanding, so that way you're able to kind of create an intense emotional relationship, but it's going to take time. Okay, so again, different things for different people, different stories. So you have to kind of put yourself where you see it. And this person, so the imprisonment card, as you can see, is upside down. So this person may have been, again, in a relationship where it just didn't work out. They may have felt like they were bound, okay, which is why it's taking them a few steps, okay, a few lessons. I'm hearing that they're trying desperately to catch up. They are learning, okay, they are learning to value boundaries. They are learning to value protection, and they're learning to value themselves and not be tempted to break rules, not be tempted to hurt people, okay? And this, if you see the little dynamite, this came as a shock to this person, okay? So this came out of the blue, all right? And this person was able to, something happened this person was not expecting. Definitely not expecting. And they were able to move away from things that just didn't serve them. Yeah, this person no longer feels overloaded or tied down. Okay, they're hopeful. And they're trying to do the best they can right now to not only to make things right. This person may have a really, really hard time with communication or communicating with you in specific. They may stumble on their words. Okay, they may stutter. You make them really, really nervous. Okay, let's put it this way. You make them really, really nervous. And they know that. And they know that in order to kind of present themselves, they need to come right. And they need to be able to talk about certain things, especially certain things that may have affected you in your past. Okay, this person, you or this person, may be looking for a happy ending. This person's going to come in like a knight in shining armor. And you may be a little bit skeptical at first, okay? Because this person may make a lot of promises and may present a fairy tale and, some sort of illusion. And it may seem a little bit too perfect. So this is why, your spirit team and your guides, are asking you to always have and always use your discernment. Use that emotional intelligence that you have and that you gained from, going through all those towers in the past. Make sure that you're able to, to see things clearly. Is this person coming in because, they just don't know where to turn, and you're the easiest person to turn to because they know that you will kind of cover them and shelter them? Or, are you going to be able to have a happy ending with this person? Did they learn the real lesson? Did they learn your value and are they going to be able to earn a place in your life again? Are they going to be able to hold your heart and not break it? Okay. So let's see what messages also are popping. So these are my oracle cards. These are actually songs. Okay. So the message is in the title and the song itself. It says, "Time goes by so slowly," for the first card. Okay, so you or this person may not have seen each other for a very, very long time, or they just may feel like the development of your relationship just took forever or is taking forever. Another thing that I'm getting from this card is that you and this person may have had at least 4 different lifetimes together, okay? The number 4 is very, very important. So 4 different lifetimes, up to even 5. But definitely, this is something that you and this person have revisited before, okay? So, again, use your discernment, know what you learned, and be careful, okay? This person or someone that were, someone that they were involved with, let me try to get back. Someone that they tried to get involved with actually was creating a few obstacles, okay? Creating a few obstacles for you. And this person may have been someone that was cruel, okay? They got taken by that person. They definitely got taken by that person. And, and they learned a very, very harsh lesson, okay? A very harsh lesson. So again, look at the song, look at the title and look at the lyrics, because there's definitely going to be 1 or 2 messages for you, okay? So let's see what the last message is. So these are the tiles. Let's see what the tiles have to say. So there is a task coming up, okay, that you may be able to learn a new task or something that Spirit is asking you to learn. So whether that's, getting into tarot reading, getting into astronomy, astrology, or at work, there may be something at work that you need to learn. The name Jack is important. The initials BV are important, and Q. And pawn, popped out immediately, the word pawn. Are you being used as a pawn? Okay, so you need to be very, very careful. Again, use your discernment, okay? I think that's the main message in this reading is use your discernment. You've come a long way. You're sitting on your throne. You've gone through hell and back to become that Queen of Cups. You have a very, very high emotional IQ, EQ rather, and just be careful with finances. Be careful who you're letting into your circle, but don't become paranoid. In other words, okay? Enjoy your life, but be careful. All right? I hope this message resonated with you. Please hit share, like, and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Take care.